Next, Disney's Cruise Island gets a new name and an opening date. So their new island, their private island, is called Lookout Cay at Lighthouse Point. And it opens, I guess, during June 6th of 2024. So it is pretty far out. It is pretty far out from opening. Clips Warlord says, good morning. What did I miss? You're just in time. We are talking about everything that was announced at Destination D23 and how it is going to fail or not help Disney that much. Now, I will say this, and guys, I call balls and strikes here, and I don't want to be unfair. The cruise lines have in recent times been popular, okay? The cruise lines have in recent times been popular because travel surged after it was locked down. All of the big cruise lines were making no money for years. And mind you, cruise lines have massive capital expenditures, right? So they've got to build these boats out going forward for years. They've got to build these islands out. They've got to hire people. They've got to get the infrastructure. So this is going to be their little cash cow. So because like somebody said in the chat, this is, and people realize this, Carnival realizes this, the other cruise lines have got on this. They realize these private islands make them a bunch of money because they can overcharge for stuff on these private islands, which is, of course, what they do. What they do. So it's definitely something they can overcharge on. So that's what they're going to do here. It got a new name. Okay, it's not opening until 2024. That's not going to help them in this fiscal year. It's not even going to help them in next fiscal year. It gets past this hurricane season, for those who are paying attention here. It gets past the hurricane season, but it's got to survive the hurricane season. So we'll see. Yeah, I like to say it's Disney's Fire Island. But we'll see how it goes out. Once again, the cruise line has been profitable. But I would say the cruise line is something else that could be spun off. So these cruise lines could be spun off as well. So to the extent that the cruise line is profitable, they could spin that off. These announcements, by the way, and I want to put out what Not K said, they're all aimed at the stock market. They're all supposed to be hype. But that's why I wanted to do this episode, because I want to put it out here clearly that this hype is not going to help them as much as people think. This hype is not really great. And mind you, we don't know what tourism is going to look like in December of next year. We may have Biden announced lockdowns. Who knows? That's gearing up for tourism season. We could have more lockdowns. We could have travel bans. This is 2024. I know people don't like to think about it, but the feds could try something like that. And guess what happens to cruise lines if anything happens in terms of public health? They're locked down, because Disney would comply with them. I know some of you guys laugh, like Anulp says, imagine complying. Disney would comply, because remember, Disney is buying the woke BS. Disney has to support them. Their only connections are in the Democratic Party. They've got to support current thing. So they would need to shut down their cruise line and shut down their private islands at this point. So there you go. Oh, Ben Turkoff, wow, saying in Austria, we have a new panic over COVID right now. That's ridiculous. If anybody believes it, I've got a bridge to sell you. Yeah. Don Baca with a safety reminder says, remember, don't drink and drive. You may hit a bump and spill your drink. Very good. Very good, Don. Appreciate that. And yes, somebody mentioned the old booze at Magic, no booze at Magic Kingdom is out the window. Yes, it's far out the window at this point. Also, next, we have them announcing a new ship based in Singapore. So once again, the Asian market is getting more. The crazy rich Asians are getting a boat. Pretty much zero, almost like near zero Americans are going to end up on this boat unless they're over here as expats or they're traveling or whatever. But most folks are not going to see this boat ever. So the announcement of a new ship that they're rehauling for Singapore is really not going to affect America. It's really not a big announcement for America. It's not something that I think is going to help as much as they say. It's also going to take a while to spin up and redo. They're going to have to put money into that. So it won't be generating money anytime soon. And these prices for Disney cruises, these premium cruises, are going to go up and up and up. So the amount of people that can afford a Disney cruise are going to go down and down and down. Demographically, this is dying. And also demographically, Disney taking an anti-family stance is really going to drive people off the boats in the long run. If they know they're going to get trans propaganda on these boats, they're going to be a little less likely to jump on. Or if they're mandated to get a jab. It's going to be hard. By the way, somebody asked if I had talked about the Disney amended complaint. I've talked about that in a previous episode. I've already covered it actually twice or three times. But the amendment was, it's not a big deal. There was that article about Disney winning. I've already covered that on my last slides. You can check that out about Disney winning. I know some other folks covered it today. I think Valiant and WD Pro covered it. So some people may be just realizing it on their stream. Maybe they missed my last live. Go check out my last live, my last video. You'll get everything about the amended complaint. It's not a big deal. It's just a matter of the mainstream media lying about who's winning and who's losing. Literally, it is Disney conceding that they lost on the majority of their claims and conceding their claims are garbage and bullshit. So that's the TLDR on the amended complaint in the federal suit. Disney is preparing to lose both of those suits procedurally. And part of these announcements, by the way, these announcements are meant to counterbalance the bad news. So when they're about to lose in the lawsuits, they counterbalance that with this news. They mind you, the settlement, right? The Disney Dream Pass settlement, that came out about the same time because they want to paper it over. Disney always does this. They paper over bad news with good news. They do it time and time and time again. Next, and here's a big one. An Encanto in Indiana Jones land are considered for Animal Kingdom, and Zootopia show is coming. So Zootopia is going to replace the bug-themed show in the Tree of Life. So the Tree of Life Theater, they're going to knock out that bug show and they're going to throw in Zootopia. Not really crazy, huge, not really big. So yeah, that's once again, 60, I think it was like 69% of you, weird number, think that Zootopia was made for furries. So more courting the furries. As for Encanto and Indiana Jones, look, I know a lot of people love Encanto, so I'll leave that. I won't touch Encanto for a second. But with Indiana Jones, you know, they will focus on Phoebe Waller-Bridge and not on Indy. To the extent they even do this, which let's put a pin in this because I think they're not going to do this, right? So let's put a pin in the even believing they're going to do this for a second. But you know they're going to put Phoebe Waller-Bridge as the person leading this. You know that. You don't need to tell. Like, it's obvious that's where they're going to go with this. Harrison Ford will be nowhere near this ride. Now, further though, look at the language they use here. Chairman Josh D'Amaro confirmed they are diving deep into their research for expanding Disney's Animal Kingdom theme park. You know what that means? It's probably not going to happen. So all of these announcements, where are they getting the money from? Where are they going to get this money? They are literally shutting down things left and right. They're going under couch cushions to buy Hulu. Where are they going to get this money? Nowhere. They're not giving a date on this. This is all concept art. They pretty much generate this art with like an AI, just AI generate the art, pump it out and say, okay, let's promise them this, and then say evil Florida said we can't do it. You're going to see, guys, all of the stuff that they announce here, especially the Florida stuff, they're going to walk back. And they're going to say it's because the evil CFTOD, it's the evil Florida, it's the evil firefighters, it's all these evil people stopping them from doing what they want. By the way, I love how Disney simultaneously on one hand will praise the firefighters if they're perceived to be going against the CFTOD, but then when the firefighters do something against Disney, they're evil and horrible. So Disney doesn't know how to deal with the firefighters. Yeah. The Phoebe, I like this. The Phoebe Waller-Bridge toys have not sold at all. Yeah, they're not going all. They're going to go to Ollie's. They're going to go to the discount bins. Yeah. I'm with you, War Monkey. I used to love the old Indiana Jones Spectacular at Universal Studios, but the entire land is boring. I love Indy. I love old Indy. I love even Temple of Doom, The Last Crusade, Ark of the Covenant, all that good stuff, but not new woke Jones. Not in for it. Didn't see the last one, will not see it. This video has been a clip of a previous live stream, and it's clipped so you can get the information in a shorter, compact package, the information you need. If you want the full video, the whole context, the whole thing, you can check out the full stream. That is in the link below. Check that out, and I will catch you guys later. Peace.